Ladies and gentlemen, we could keep talking, ruin the day, and not bring anybody out because, you know what? Who's going to stop me? But we're not going to do that. We're actually going to bring out the guests that are paid to be here because you paid to see them because they're awesome, and they are. And we're kicking off the morning with a bang. Ladies and gentlemen, Gil McKinney! Let me shout. Come on, little fella. I will do a fine thing. I have enough of time. I will be the one who loves you till the end of time. Okay, there are two things that need to be discussed. Number one, this is a Hollywood moment because Jason Mans produced this man's chart-topping record that's on the charts as we speak. Fantastic record, Gil. Unbelievable. That's the happy part of the story. The sad part of the story is, I don't know if you noticed, this is a weird thing that happened that involved everybody on the stage. So we were all on a plane together in a row, flying to Pittsburgh like we do, because we like to sit in a row with each other. And we all had long hair and beards. And we fell asleep, and somebody came through and shorn us like sheep.
It's true. I don't know where it went.
Billy, I mean, you look great, but you looked like Abe Lincoln last week, and now, where's the beard? Where's the hair? Gil looks like, we were like, hey, little fella, you lost. Dude, it's me,
Are you guys going to the convention?
That's why he was so shy. No beard Gil is shy, yes. Bearded Gil is creepy, but no beard Gil is shy.
Get a couple drinks in me, your beard comes back.
Oh, that's note to self. If you see Gil with a beard in the hallway, just make a U-turn and skedaddle. Ladies and gentlemen, Gil McKinney.
Thanks, Rich. Rob, you look good, man. Rob Benedict. I don't know what he's doing, but it's working for him. What's up, guys? I remember this room. I was here last year, 2 years in a row. Kind of feel like we're in the circus or something. It's a little like the circus. Richard is the ringleader, no doubt. How we doing? I was backstage. I heard there are quite a few new people here. Is that true? Convergents. That's what they call those. Convergents. I was a convergent once. In DC in 2014. Now it's been like, put through the ringer. Do enough of these. I've lost count. I don't know how many of these I've done, but they're a blast. I'm so excited to be back for another one. I was actually not on their flight, but somehow I got shaved as well. I took a flight from New York late last night. New York City, great place. I actually just flew my, well, I didn't fly the plane, but I flew my wife and child to New York from LA on Wednesday and got them settled in they're going to be there for a couple weeks, and we're all going to be there for a couple weeks, but then I flew here last night to be with you guys, so. I like Pittsburgh. Who's from Pittsburgh? Anybody from Pittsburgh? Yeah. It's a cool town. Like I said, last year was the first time I was here, and I didn't know what to expect. But I was pleasantly surprised. It's a beautiful city. It's really beautiful, and especially the view. If you go outside, the view of the ballparks and the water and everything, it's just gorgeous. And it's like a real blue-collar town, which I appreciate. Anybody from Texas? Anybody from Houston? How you doing? Who's from Houston? Oh, I know you. What's your name? Paisley. How are things in Houston? A little wet, huh? Just got out of there. You're like, I'm going to Pittsburgh. F this. I'm like, wait for the water to go down. Well, thoughts and prayers with my family and friends in the Houston area, and thoughts and prayers with Florida, man. It's coming. It's crazy. But we're lucky to be here, right? Pretty sure there's not a hurricane hitting Pittsburgh this weekend, so that's good. I mean, there's not like a real hurricane, but there's a hurricane coming. You guys just don't know yet. I don't know. If you come to karaoke tonight. You never know what might happen. It might get a little sloppy. I was gonna say it might get a little wet. I don't know. I mean, like sweaty. It might get sweaty and gross. But I think the roof on this thing looks pretty substantial. I don't think it's gonna come off. This is one of the larger venues that we get to play. That's for sure. See how I said play? It's like makes it sound like more official. No, it's true though. This is a nice venue. I feel like we're doing some, I don't know, some proper theater, if you will. So who are you guys most excited to see this weekend? Loud and Swang? Yeah. Who's that? So excited. Loud and Swang? Yeah. Sure. Where's Rob? So disappointing. I'm really upset with that guy.
Is he not coming at all?
I mean, we're all here. Where's Rob Benedict? Probably working. I think he has like an acting job or whatever, you know. Good for him. Good for him. Getting those acting jobs, that's great. What is this? Yeah, so, oh, you guys are waving at them up there. I try to this as we go by. It's kind of like a fishbowl. Hey! You guys in the back. You guys want to ask some questions? Should I come out there? Let me just come out there. Fuck it. After you do enough, you just gotta change shit up every now and again. Anyone have a question? What's your name?
My name is Brittany.
Brittany, how are you?
I'm doing great. I'm wonderful. Sunday is my birthday.
Sunday is your birthday.
I'll be spending it here with all of my supernatural friends.
It's a good place to be for your birthday. My daughter's birthday was on this past Monday.
I remember last year talking to you about your wife being due around her birthday.
Okay, yes.
But there's a lot of us here who are celebrating our birthdays coming up soon, and I was wondering if you would sing happy birthday to us.
Wow. Well, who's having a birthday?
My friend Brittany over here, also named Brittany. And there's a lot of us who
This is a lot of birthdays. I don't know if I believe all of you. I'm just some IDs. Alright, everybody's having a birthday like this weekend or early next week. Come up here. Holy shit.
I told you!
I immediately regret this decision. Brittany. Ziamara?
Look, he's still coming.
Ziamara. Sam. Kim. Nicole. Kate. Lauren. Jeannie. Taylor? Bailey.
People get bored in the week.
Holy shit, I don't believe you guys. This is too much. Emma. Jade. Carissa. Darnell. Nicole. Patty. Maddie. Sorry, Matt. Brian. Stephanie. Julianne. Where did I start down here?
This is her 21st birthday.
21st, huh? Gonna get that first beer in you. No? Do you, never mind. Brittany. Claire, I know you, Claire. Dorothy. Jamie.
Jolie's my 30th.
Jolie, she's 30th?
30th.
Rachel. Shannon. Robert. Luna. Robert, turning 18, huh?
18, yep.
Yes, he's of age. It's a good place to come, Robert, if you're 18. Really good odds. Really good odds. Not a whole lot of competition. Shit, if I was 18, buddy, I'd be your wingman. All right, you guys want to help me sing happy birthday to these 40 people out here? You guys got all the names, right?
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, all of you crazy fuckers. Happy birthday to you. Here's Brittany's first beer and Robert's first leg. All right. I'm just kidding, Robert. I know, we know you. We know it's not your first. Come on, look at this face. Come on. Let's be honest. Look out, ladies. Who'd you come with?
My mother.
Where is she? Where's Robert's mother? Oh, I'm so sorry. Goodness. I'm coming. All the way back here by yourself? What is your name? Christy. Oh God, Robert's mother, Christy. I apologize. And I also want to go ahead and apologize to my mom, who will be watching this next week on YouTube. She does. She sits at, well, the hurricane's been coming in, so she's had a lot of time to sit on YouTube and look at all of these videos. She'll ask me questions. So, what did you mean by this? I'm like, Mom, just stop watching. All right, you guys, sit down. Enough out of you. Happy birthday. Hers is actually today. Anybody else is actually today? Yesterday, too late. You're welcome. Oh, wow. All right, well, that happened. Poor Robert. Oh, what a dick. Goodness gracious. Okay, all right, well, that was one question down.
Hi.
Oh, you actually had a microphone. I'll come to you next. Hey, what's your name?
My name's Ava.
Ava.
Yeah, actually, you might recognize the username DeSoda on Twitter.
DeSoda.
Who's been harassing you.
Sorry. Too close?
Well,
Uh-oh. DeSoda.
yes.
I think that sounds familiar.
Yes. So at whatever. So Toronto, like 2 years ago, I had more of a compliment / suggestion for you if you ever made an official album to put on as time goes by.
Oh yes, I remember this.
Yes.
I didn't take your suggestion.
No, you didn't. That's fine.
Damn, so sorry, DeSoda.
That's fine.
Okay.
The actual question, well, I would love to really hear it, but you don't have to because dance monkey dance questions aren't usually polite.
Dance monkey dance questions. I just hope I remember the words. It's been so long. You must remember this. A kiss is just a kiss. A sigh is just a sigh. What is it? The fundamental things apply as time goes by. Did you have a question?
It was more about how you went through the process of choosing songs and any difficulties of like possibly getting rights to the songs.
Yeah, you know, getting rights to songs apparently is not that difficult. I'd never done this before. So, for those of you that don't know, I released an EP a couple months ago, and it happened because of you guys. Jason Mans and I did a Kickstarter, and you guys funded it, so I thank you so much for that. And so it came out a couple months ago. You can get it on iTunes, Spotify, anywhere you can download it or stream it. It's available. You can also order it online at cdbaby.com if you actually like to have an actual CD. So picking the songs, we went into the studio with about, I think, 10 songs, 10 or 11 songs that we wanted to try. We ended up only putting 7 on the EP because it's just an EP, which stands for extended play. If you never knew that, because I didn't. Jason was like, "We'll just do an EP." I'm like, "Yeah, definitely an EP. Cool." What's an EP? It's like Google EP. An EP isn't anything longer than a single or shorter than an album. So we had 7 songs on there. We picked, together, we picked 7 songs that we both really liked, that are it's a good variety of songs. There's songs that I've loved for a long time, and there's songs that I just wanted to try because I thought it was challenging. Jason picked some songs, like we did a cover of Creep, which is the first track on the EP. Jason was in a jazz club in Berlin or somewhere wherever he was traveling, and he saw this woman do a jazz cover of Creep, and he just thought it would be perfect. So that's on there, and then there's some songs that have always meant a lot to me, and so it's 5 covers, 2 originals, one that I wrote, and then one that Jason co-wrote with a couple guys. So I wrote my first original song. It's on the EP, so check it out if you haven't heard it. Thank you. Okay, so it's coming to you. Excuse me, pardon, excuse me. Hey. Watch yourself.
So, if there was any artist or anything from past history or present, who would you want to sing with or create a song with?
Any artists from past or present? I do like Freddie Mercury. I would say probably, I love Elvis. I've always loved Elvis since I was a kid. So like I still have a soft spot for Elvis Presley. And then like current people nowadays, I'm a huge fan of John Legend. I just think he's so phenomenally talented. Anybody that can like play piano like that and sing, it's just like incredible in my book. Yeah, who else do I love Michael Bublé. Michael Bublé is like a modern day Sinatra to me. If you like Michael Bublé, go see him live. You'll love him. He's such a fantastic performer. And I was lucky enough. I took my mom to see him a few years ago in LA. It was like a surprise because I'm a good son like that. Unlike Robert, it's just. All right, I'm gonna leave you alone now. I'm sorry. I took my mom to see Michael Bublé in LA, and we had a really nice time. He's a fun performer. Who am I thinking? We have a line again. Oh, look at you guys following the rules. What's your name?
Abigail.
Hey, Abigail.
I was wondering if the guys played any tricks on you when you were filming?
Well, I wasn't on the show long enough to get a whole lot of great stories, but alright, so who's never been to a Supernatural convention before? Yeah, it's always like I'd say like half the people. It's crazy. So for those of you who have heard this story multiple times, it's your fault for coming to so many Supernatural conventions. No, we appreciate you, but seriously, what is wrong with you? For those of you who've never been to a Supernatural convention, there's only a couple stories. My favorite is probably the time, it was one of my last days on set. I was shooting my very first episode, and one of 2. This is my first, not my last. Anyway, it was like one of the last days on set, and it was a really long day, and the crew was exhausted, and everybody just really wanted to finish the day, except for Jared. Jared was he was just really enjoying himself, and as was Jensen, I think, because we were trying to shoot this last little sequence where I go into this comic book store and doing whatever the hell I was doing, and multiple times as they called action and Henry walks into the scene, Jensen would hit my feet and make me trip myself going into the scene. So that happened a few times. I'm trying to remember my lines, a little nervous, All right, here we go. Oh. And they'd be like, "Are you okay, Gil? All right, let's roll. Let's go again. So finally we got that down. We get into the scene, and Sam is sitting at his computer like he so often is, and he's looking at something that is supposed to be important to Henry at this moment. It's like a clue or something, and when Sam turns the computer around to show Henry what's on the computer, it's just the most disturbing picture I've ever seen, and I still can't forget it, you guys. It's just burned into my memory, and I hope that none of you ever see anything like this in your life. It was just basically, I'll just sum it up by saying it was just it was a very large man sitting on a motel room bed, just butt naked, just like this. And I couldn't remember my line, obviously. Everybody fell apart. Jared's just cheering and high-fiving no one. He's so excited that he pulled this thing off. And Jensen's just standing there all cool, chuckling. And the crew is just like, guys, please, we just want to go home. We just want to go home. He showed him the dick pic again. He uses that one every time. I promise you, that's probably the only picture. That's the go-to picture, because there's nothing more disturbing than this one picture that Jared likes to show me. So, anyway, I hope you guys never see anything like that. And, but yeah, that's one story.
Thank you.
Thank you, Abigail. Yeah, you can applaud, you can clap, feel so kind. Hey, how are you?
Okay.
What's your name?
Emily.
Emily, nice to meet you.
So my niece was just born, she turns 2 months old today.
Oh, congrats.
Thank you. I was wondering if you have any baby advice so I don't break her.
Any baby advice so you don't break her? Well, she's your niece, right? So how are you doing a lot of the child care? Are you helping out quite a bit?
Yeah.
I mean, the main thing, I love that you're asking me this. The main thing in the beginning, I was so concerned about her little head, making sure that you support her little head until her neck's strong enough to hold it. But I'd say the one thing I've learned, they're pretty indestructible for the most part. I mean, they're durable little things, right? So don't be too scared. I mean, maybe don't throw her in the air just yet. But don't be too scared. Just love her. And my wife told me a bit of advice, which made sense to me. She was like, just hold her how you would want someone to hold you. I was like, oh, I would want them to do this, and stroke my hair and kiss my face. What? Say? You volunteer? All right. Is he here yet? Okay. Yeah, I don't know. That's really exciting. This is your first niece or nephew?
Yep.
Very cool. What's her name?
Eliza.
Eliza. I love that name. You'll do great. You're the aunt. You'll just have fun with her. They grow up really fast. I mean, people say that, but they do. They all of a sudden, my daughter's a year old, and it's crazy. She's walking around, and she's just got this great personality, and it's really fun. But yeah. Are you having to do any the nighttime stuff with her?
Yeah, I was there for the first 2 weeks she was home.
Oh wow. So you're in the middle of it, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty intense. I'm sure there's a lot of mothers here. Yeah. Any fathers? Couple, yeah. Back here in the back. Wondering what the hell's going on. Just waiting for Jim Beaver to get here. Someone I can relate to. I don't know why I made you sound like that. You probably don't even sound like that. Yeah, it's an adventure though, so just enjoy every second of it. It's really, really fun and exciting, and it's a lot of work though. And one day, if you want, you'll get to have your own, and that's the craziest thing. You see this whole person that's half you, and yeah, it's awesome. It's awesome. I miss her when I leave, but it's not that hard. It's not that hard. Oh babe, I'm so sorry. I gotta go to Pittsburgh for the weekend to have fun and sleep in my dark, cold, quiet hotel room. There's nothing better than a hotel room bed when you're by yourself. Just pull those shades and turn the AC down to 65. I'm not crying, I promise you. I'll get right back to you. Hey.
Hi. My name's Sydney, and I was wondering, what was the story behind the song, How Was I to Know?
Oh, wow. Okay, so story to How Was I to Know? Without going into too much detail, because I don't want to make this like a sad thing. So I tried to write songs before. I'd never really written anything that I really, you know, I'm really critical of myself, and I'd never written anything that I loved or that I followed through with and actually like recorded or anything. So, but when Jason asked me to do this EP, he suggested that I write something, put something original on there, which I wanted to do. And so about a year ago, I was in, it may have been exactly a year ago actually, this time I was in New York with my wife and daughter, and it was around, I guess it was around, maybe it was last February, I don't know, it doesn't matter. But I was in New York, and a year and a half ago I lost my dad unexpectedly, and he got sick. He, like out of the blue, he had a seizure one night, and he spent a month in the hospital, and the doctors couldn't figure out what was wrong with him, and it just got progressively worse. And anyway, so he like a month after he had the seizure, he passed away. And obviously it was a really, really hard thing for me. You know, probably the hardest thing I've ever been through. I was really close with my dad. So I wanted to write something for him, and the last time I was really with him before he got sick, it was before Christmas, a year and a half ago. It was just before Christmas. My wife and I were in New York, and he and my mom came, and it was before we knew that Kristen was pregnant. So he and my mom came to New York, and we just had an amazing week in New York City together, and we did so many fun things, and so I wrote the song about that time with him, like the opening line is, back in New York City, the last time you walked with me. And that's the setup for the song, and we did so many fun things that trip, and I had no idea that was going to be like my last time really like spending time with him, you know? And you just never know when you're going to lose somebody. And he was only 70 years old, and we thought he was in great health, and he was. This weird thing happened, and he got sick. But yeah, there's a line in the song about like jokes and bucket lists, because my dad was joking around about like he'd never seen the Statue of Liberty. That's on my bucket list. Ha ha ha. Let's go see the Statue of Liberty. So we did. You know, we did all these things that were, you know, on his bucket list, because he had never really spent much time in New York City. But we had an amazing trip, and then I saw him at Christmas, and then a week after Christmas he got sick, and so I wrote the song for him, and it's kind of a tribute to him, and something that will last forever. And you know, it's hard because when we were in New York that trip, we went out one night to like a jazz club, and like he loved that I was acting. Like he was so supportive always of whatever I wanted to do, but like I think deep down he always really wanted me to like pursue music and be a singer and that sort of thing. And so he was very encouraging about that. But yeah, you just you never know when you're gonna lose somebody. And so I wrote the song. How was I to know? How was I to know that this was going to be the end of, you know, of my relationship with him, or, you know, and end of his life, really. So check it out. It's really happy. You're looking for something to work out to at the gym.
It's a beautiful song. I absolutely love it.
Thank you, thank you. I'm really proud of it. You know, I wrote the words first. I'd never written a song before. I wrote basically. I was in New York. My wife was at work. The baby, I think, was with her or with the nanny in New York, and I was just, it was snowing out, and I just sat down and I just wrote these words out, and it just kind of came out. And then it took me a while to like figure out the music to put to those words. Some people like to write the music first and then add words later, but that's kind of the way I went with this one, and it just kind of flowed out, and I'm really, really proud of it. So if you're coming tomorrow night, there's a really good chance you're going to get to hear it. So hopefully you make it to the Saturday night special.
Hi.
Hey.
My name's Sebastian, and I'm not really sure how to word this question, but it's something that I think about a lot. Like, there's people in your life who affect you, and I was wondering how, before your daughter came into your life, how were you before, and how are you now that she is a year old, and like how has she changed, like how you think, even though she's still young? I know somebody like that could be really young could affect you a lot. So.
Yeah, you know, having a child, I mean, there's nothing, you can't really prepare for it. Like people that say they're like ready, you know, it's like, are you really ready to have a child? I don't know. I'm glad that I waited until I was in my mid-20s to have her. You guys are like, what? No, I'm glad I waited until I was in my mid to late 30s to have a kid, because I definitely was not ready in my 20s. But yeah, she's totally changed my life. She's just, everything revolves around Vivian now. Everything revolves around Vivian. You know, and when I don't know, she keeps me on my toes. Like if I'm feeling like down or depressed or whatever I'm going through, like she definitely brightens my day. You know, I can wake up in the morning and you know, not want to get out of bed for whatever reason, but as soon as I see her or I hear her voice in the other room, you know, like. Oh, thank you. Yeah, she has made me. She's made me very happy. She's made me very happy. Really tired. Really tired, but it's so worth it. Yeah, she's beautiful. It's there's nothing like having a kid, and it's like, I don't know. I start to get like choked up when I try to stay like in today, and that she's only a year old, and let's not think about when she's like a teenager or going to college or getting married. You know, it's like that's too crazy to even like wrap my head around. But so I just try to like stay in now and enjoy this tiny little human being that I somehow was lucky enough to create. We weren't like trying to have a kid. We weren't like not trying, but we weren't like actively like, we're gonna have a kid, you know? It just happened. It happened at the right time, and it's crazy. When my dad got sick, I was in Houston with him in the hospital, and I was there for about a week, and my wife was like, you need to come home. I need you to come home for a few days, and then you can go back, but just you need to come home. And so I hopped on a flight. I was so tired and you know, scared and worried for my dad, but I went home, went back to LA, and I walked in the house and put my luggage down, and I'm like one of those people, like when I get home from a trip, I have to like go through the mail immediately for some reason. I have to like sort the mail, and I have to unpack my luggage, and my wife knew to kind of give me a moment to do what I needed to do. So I'm in the kitchen, and I'm just going through the mail, and she comes in and hands me this envelope, and I'm like, what is this? It's kind of thick. Is it cash? I don't know if it's money. And I opened up the envelope. It was the opposite of cash. It was 2 pea sticks and the picture of our daughter's heartbeat. And that was really hard for me to take in that moment. I was so happy, but I was so sad too, because everything going on with my dad. So we weren't planning to have this child at that time, but I think, you know, she came at the right time because we needed her in that moment. And so I immediately, like the next day or a couple days later, I flew back to Houston, and I went straight to my dad. And at that point, he wasn't speaking anymore, but he was still hearing, he was still understanding. So I went right to his side, and I told him, you know, that Kristen was pregnant, and you know, a tear just rolled down his face. And it's just like this really sad but amazing moment where at least he knew, he got to know, you know, that I was going to be a father. I've never told that story to convention before, so I want to like. Yeah, that's definitely the hardest part. As much as we are enjoying her, the hardest part is that he's not here to enjoy her. You know, like I see those commercials. I don't even know what the product is, but it's like grandfather playing with the little kid. I'm like, damn you. I don't even know what the commercial's for, but I hate it. Yeah, it's hard. It's hard that I know he's here. You know what I mean? I know he's here. I know he's looking down. I know he's proud of me. I know, you know, he had a great life. He did so many amazing things. He had an amazing 7 years, but the hardest part is he doesn't get to hold her, you know? That's definitely the hardest. But at least I got to get there and let him know. So he knew. Thank you. Hey. Remind me your name.
Julianne.
Julianne. When is your birthday?
It's the 12th.
It's the 12th. All right. What is today? I don't even know what today is.
The 8th.
Okay. Put it in my calendar. Thanks, Julia.
My question was, was there anything intimidating about being Henry? Like, because he's kind of the first of the long line of like Jeffrey Dean Morgan and Jared Jensen. And
Yeah, when you put it like that, yeah. Well, I like to say that, you know, really Jeffrey Dean Morgan, Jared Jensen, maybe Matt Cohen. Like, I mean, I basically created those guys, so, yeah. So really, in a way, they all just came out of me. You're welcome. You know, honestly, going into it, yeah, I don't know that I was intimidated at first, but the more because I didn't know about any of this, mind you, like, I had no idea that these conventions went on and were such a huge deal, and that it would become such a big part of my life. I had no clue. This has been like one of the greatest things that's ever happened to me. I just knew that I got a guest star on a TV show called Supernatural, which I was aware of. I knew about the show. I tested for Sam when it was a pilot, you know, and it took them 8 years to get back to me. But I figured they were like, no, he's definitely a Winchester, but not for another 8 seasons. We'll get back to him when he's ready. So I'm glad they did. I'm really glad they did. It worked out for the best. But I wasn't intimidated so much, but the more I started to realize what a big deal this show is to you guys and what a big deal the fandom is, I started to feel a little bit of pressure to, you know, to deliver and to do a good job. And I hope I did that. Look, I wish I could do more episodes. You guys have to know that. It's been long enough now. I'm not sure if I'm ever going to get to go back. I hope I do at some point. But just know that, like, if that phone call ever comes in, it'll be like the happiest day for me. I want that so bad. Unfortunately, I don't write the show. And I've talked to Jared about it. He's like, I don't write it. So we'll see. You never know. But it really, even though I only got to do the 2, the first episode especially is probably one of the greatest jobs that I've ever had. As time goes by, was a special guest star to get, you know. And I remember reading the script on the way to Vancouver and so excited. I'm in almost every scene. It's such a great role, and then I get to the end and I die. And I was, oh, sorry if you haven't gotten to season 8. It's your fault. Yeah, so I was a little bummed by that, but, you know, they were like, well, look, it's Supernatural, nobody's ever really dead. But now I'm starting to think otherwise.
Hey, Matt Cohen came back in season 11, so...
That's true. If Matt Cohen can come back, anybody can come back, am I right? Joking. I'm joking. I would love to come back like he got to. I watched his episode. That was a cool little thing in the car there. And as far as Jeffrey Dean goes, I didn't get to meet that guy until, I guess he was in Vegas a couple years ago. I got to meet him. Couldn't have been nicer. So cool, so like humble, and he was just blown away too by you guys. Couldn't believe, he had no idea. What a cool guy. So yes, to be the patriarch to a lineage of men like that is a huge honor. And one that I don't take lightly. What's that? Oh, thank you. I appreciate that, Julia. That's pretty sweet. She said she loved my album. So sweet. Yeah, I actually I have a Winchester tattoo. I'm just kidding. It's on my lower back. Hey.
Hi, my name is Joy, and my question is, well, I love your portrayal of Prince Eric. It's my favorite prince of Disney. So what was your time like, or Once Upon a Time?
Yeah, you know, Once Upon a Time, if you don't know, I played Prince Eric in a few episodes of Once Upon a Time, and it was fun. It's a fun show. It's not Supernatural as far as, like, I'm just being honest, like, as far as the environment on set, and Supernatural is a really special show to work on. I tell, you know, all my actor friends, like, if you ever get a chance to be on that show, do it. It's just, from top to bottom. And Jared and Jensen, they set the tone for the whole thing, but the cast, the crew, everybody, it's a really fun show to work on. And not that Once Upon a Time wasn't. I had a really nice time on there as well. I was very excited, a little shocked that I booked Prince Eric. Like, you know, similar to Supernatural, I went into a casting studio in Burbank on like a Wednesday and read for Prince Eric. And although I didn't know it was Prince Eric at the time, it was just like, said Prince whoever. I think they had filled it in with a fake Prince name because they didn't want to let everybody know that they were doing The Little Mermaid. So I went in and I read these like 2 scenes for Prince on Once Upon a Time, and then a few days later, a friend of mine texted me and he's like, "Hey, congrats on booking Prince Eric." And I was like, "Prince Eric? What are you talking about?" He's like, "Oh yeah, it's all over the internet. Like, go to this website." And I look on the website, it's like, Gil McKinney to play Ariel's Prince Eric. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, nobody told me. Like, my agent manager didn't even like know that it was Prince Eric. Like, nobody happened to like tell me that, so it was kind of funny. But anyway, a couple days later, I was flying back to Vancouver again, which is one of my favorite cities in the world, and it's partly because if I'm going to Vancouver, it's usually because I'm working, either working on a show or getting to come see you guys at a convention, which is a lot of fun. But yeah, Once Upon a Time is still going as well. They're kind of taking it in a new direction, so I don't know what that means for characters like Eric and Ariel, but hopefully it leaves the door open for us to come back at some point. We'll see though. That show has so many characters and such a wealth of Disney characters to choose from, you know. Disney owns ABC, so it's they can pretty much take any Disney character ever and put it on that show, which is kind of cool, except if you want to have a lot more episodes than like 3 or 4. Thank you. Hey.
Hi.
What's your name?
I'm Maddie.
Maddie?
Yeah.
How are you?
I have a question. You know how there's like a new It reboot, and I just wanted to know if you've ever thought about working in cinema, and if so, like horror movie genres, and if there was another reboot, which one you would want to do?
If I've ever wanted to work in cinema? Yes, absolutely. I would love to do film. I think most actors, like actually, the dream job for me would be on a series that shoots in Vancouver for like a few years at least. That would be like my dream job right now. But of course, what's that funny? Of course I want to do you know, film. I think most actors do. Did you say like horror movies?
Yeah.
I did a movie. Gosh, it's been a few years now, but I did the 3rd Grudge film. You guys remember The Grudge? I did The Grudge 3. It went straight to DVD. That was their plan all along, though. It was, you know, it was fun. It was intense. We shot in Sofia, Bulgaria, of all places. I think mainly because it's cheap to shoot over there. But also, apparently the set builders and the carpenters over there, like, I don't know if they're cheap, but the work is really, really great. They're really talented. So they shot in Sofia. We were there for, I think I was there for 5 weeks. It's not it's not the happiest place on earth, Bulgaria. I don't know if you've ever been. Anybody ever been to Bulgaria? Cool. Yeah, it's not the happiest place on earth, but I guess it's not a bad place to shoot The Grudge. It was really dark. It was dark, and it was serious, and it was cold outside, and the conditions we were working under were pretty brutal at times, but it was a lot of fun. I just remember coming home from that trip and just being like so depressed though. It took a lot out of me. But so if you haven't seen it and you wanna check out The Grudge 3, I'm sure it's probably on Netflix. I don't know. Horror movies are fun though. They're a lot of fun. But
I was actually in a horror movie. Well, not like a real horror movie, but my friends and I, we made one.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Thank you.
Well, that's fun. That's awesome. It's fun. It's a good genre to make stuff in. Like, and it's hugely popular. I mean, like horror movies, I think make more money than anything. People love to be scared. They love that sort of thing. What I really want to do is like a romantic comedy, like something light and fun. You know, where I can like make out with a hot chick because you know, why not? And have it be okay with my wife. Sorry, babe, I'm going to work. What are you doing today? Just shoot this love scene. It's total drag. We're basically going to be like almost nude in bed together. It's going to suck. It's a terrible job. I haven't been lucky enough to get many of those gigs. But I'm hoping one day. Thank you. Yes. Oh yeah, these two. Watch yourself. Anyone else? Yes. Hey, get in there. Don't be shy.
Okay. Hi, I'm Alexis.
Hey, Alexis.
I was wondering what Jared and Jensen's first impression were of you, and how did they treat you? And stuff.
Their first impression of me?
Yeah.
You would have to ask them that. You'd have to ask them that on Sunday, because I really don't know what their first impression was of me. Though they couldn't have been nicer to me. My first impression of them was that they were very humble and very sweet and handsome is yeah. I mean, if you're in that sort of thing, if you're like tall, strapping, good-looking Texas boys, they're right up your alley. Maybe I am too. I don't know. From Texas. I remember meeting. I think I met Jensen first. I went straight from the airport to the studio. To wardrobe to get fitted for the blue suit, and when I was done getting fitted for the blue suit, I walked out and Jensen was standing next to his trailer, and we chatted for a few minutes, and he couldn't have been nicer. And Richard, what was your first impression of me?
Goddamn sexy.
Wow. Learn something new every day.
I'm not afraid to admit it.
I didn't think you were going to go that way.
Let me tell you something. This is one of those rooms, this is an open room. We can say and feel whatever we want to say and feel, and I said it and I feel it. You're a goddamn handsome man. I mean it. Stand behind it. Watch this. Watch me stand behind it.
Not too close now.
Well, afternoon, Gilbert.
Oh. Richard.
Gilbert. Gil, you and I met at a party at Mr. Padalecki's house. That's the first time we met.
That's right, we did. I met you and Robbie at Jared's house.
And you were an outgoing and friendly chap, and Padalecki actually introduced me. He's like, "This is Gil. He'll be joining us on the convention circuit."
I had just wrapped my second and final episode of Supernatural, I believe, when I went to that party.
Yeah, that was awesome.
It's great.
Recall that moment. I saw you across the crowded room. Well, hello, Gilbert. Ladies and gentlemen, not only does he always get a hotel room next to Billy Moran and sing in the shower late into the evening. I know this because Billy tells the story every time we see him. Gilbert is also going to be singing, well, you might make a stop by tonight for karaoke, right? I mean, I assume you're going to be at the karaoke.
Yes, and you all should be here too. It's a good time.
But more importantly, tomorrow night, Saturday night, we do something really special. That's why we call it Saturday Night Special. Where this band fires me, moves over there, puts Rob Benedict in front of the microphone, and they put on an amazing concert. Tomorrow night, not to be missed, and Gilbert, who has a Broadway quality voice, will be with this band singing songs from his new album tomorrow night. Can't wait to hear it. Ladies and gentlemen, Gil McKinney! I got the vapors. Hi, Gilbert.
You know what's funny? People always do this like as a joke, and it's usually they don't mean it. But when you launched into your spiel this morning and you really dug in,
yeah,
I saw a lady in the audience. I won't point her out. She's right there. She did it not ironically. She goes,
"Oh, woo, woo!" I got up in a grill piece and tickled the feels. Good for me.
She's
oh, sure. Did we have a moment? Damn right we did. Guys, could you give me a second? Can a man and a woman have a thing? Right there, the one that covered her face. You got it? Gil's got it. By the way, watch that bottom. Yeah. Damn. I said, damn! Oh, little dreams. I saw Gilbert sign a banner. Oh, so tight. Are we sure he's just not spray painted? Those jeans are so tight. I like to watch Gilbert walk. Like to watch him stroll across the floor. Watch him walk and sign a banner. Reach up high. Sign that name of yours. Watch him walk away from me. Oh, every day. What do I see? I see Gilbert poured into those jeans. God damn, he's a handsome man.